Lama, my only refuge. For I am plagued by turbulent emotions, protect me, and from the center of my heart rise up compassionate love of my only refuge.
That was a quick fade out. Tashi Delay, everybody. We're going to start with prayers. As usual, we're taking refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Four immeasurables. We're working with the mind that is not equanimity. So, you know, the disturbed mind that we have throughout the day, we need to acknowledge, we need to work with it, because we want happiness, we don't want suffering. How do we bring about happiness? How do we bring about suffering? We already had teachings on karma. So we know the operating system is karma, but then we don't have karma in our mind all day. I'm not thinking all day. If I think like this, I'm creating happiness. If we think like this, I create suffering. We forget. We go back into our samsaric habits. So the four immeasurables are to remind you in this Dharma situation, not just for you to have happiness, but all sentient beings, all beings with mind, may they be happy. All beings with mind, may they be free from suffering. And then you need to investigate what is the happiness without suffering. So at the moment, we're thinking about happiness, but actually it's not true happiness, it's more pleasure. Not a happiness that comes from within, but pleasure that's conditioned. You know, I want an object, I want something in order to be happy, but it doesn't have the possibility of giving me true, long-lasting happiness. So that's the third line. Never separated from the happiness which is without suffering. And then equanimity, I think, it's going to take us a long, long time to have the mind of equanimity, because we have to investigate attachment, hatred. So these two polarities, these two opposites, you know, one is what I really enjoy, what I really like, and I'm wanting to hold on to it. And then the opposite is being truly disturbed by something, somebody, and wanting to get rid of it. In both cases, what I want is happiness. So I want to hold on to this because I want to be happy. I want to get rid of this because I want to be happy. So this we need to investigate in order to find a balance between the two extremes. Then the seventh in prayer, you're doing all the activities that you should be doing every day. You're prostrating, rejoicing, making offerings, etc. And then the mandala, before you start your Dharma practice, or before you start your Dharma prayers, or whatever it is, or just even living the day, remembering perfection. So we're saying until enlightenment. So the mandala offering is constructing the enlightened environment around you Instead of looking at your bedroom and thinking, oh, I should paint, I should do the laundry, should make the bed, instead of looking around you and thinking, I should be doing that, should be doing that, you're constructing perfection, what a Buddha would experience. So when you're a Buddha, what you're going to experience, that's what the mandala is. It's the result is now, instead of the result is coming later. And just even thinking that's true for even a second plants incredible seeds, imprints on your mind stream, which is going to result in enlightenment. Okay, so I'm doing the prayers in English. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, by the accumulation of merits of practicing generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, by the accumulation of merits of practicing generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, by the accumulation of merits of practicing generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness which is without suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from both attachment and hatred, holding some close and others distant. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I present every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon, I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Okay. Any questions before we start the meditation? I don't really want to finish the session with questions. It's nice to finish just with the meditation. So if you have any questions, question on. Well, it's a very silent group. Very pleasant. It's like a holiday. We can all have a little nap.
Kenla, I have a question.
Aha! Who's that?
It's Grace.
Okay, Grace.
Well, I'm worried that if I do Tonglen, I might pick up somebody else's energy and that might affect me.
Excellent. Can I send all my negative energy to you?
I can't take it. I can't.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's so much.
I mean, I'm being honest.
No, it's so much. I have so much negative energy. You can't even take that much. Wow. I've never been so insulted in all my life.
Oh, I mean to say that you take a lot of energy from so many people, and to hold that much space is a lot.
Well, it's unusual. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. It's unusual that you would actually receive something. And I think if you do, better to have the mindset that this is the first time in countless lifetimes that I have taken some suffering from somebody else. It would be best to rejoice and think, wow, how incredible that I've received, you know, this little negativity. Anyway, it's not going to stay very long. You know, if somebody has cancer, you're not going to take on cancer. I don't think, because there's always that resistance somewhere deep down. No, thank you. I'll help you, but don't really give it to me. So, you know, there is that mental resistance to the idea of taking on the sickness or the problem, whatever it is. So I think one thing is you're doing it in order to train your mind with love and compassion. If something does happen where somebody's got a headache and you get a bit of a headache and they feel better, then you can rejoice and think, wow, this is incredible. It really worked. I rejoice in my love and compassion and the fact that it helps somebody else. But really, it's not going to be 24 hours, 7 days a week that you have that headache. It may come for a short time, but then it will be gone. There was one situation in Kopam where somebody had a migraine and we were in a session, a meditation session, which was quite long, 2 hours. And then there was a gap. And in that gap, I did Tonglen for her. And she actually felt the effect of the Tonglen. But, you know, you've got to have a very strong karmic connection with somebody. And that's possible with your mother, father, brother, sister, friend, you know. It could happen, but I'm just saying it's very rare for this to happen. And when it does happen, you never forget. And I think you always got that feeling that it's so incredible that you were able to help somebody, that there was a positive effect for them. Maybe that doesn't make you feel better.
I would think that I'm being of service, so
Wow.
that's the only way I can look at it.
Sending my headache to you now, Greg.
I can take it now. I can take it
It's coming
now.
now. I've got the laser beams straight on you.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I think, you know, it would be very, very rare if you get something, and that's not the point of Tonglen, you know, that you're thinking, give me all the negativity, and it actually all comes to you. But it's a training method because of the resistance of the mind. You know, when we say, I want to have love and I want to have compassion, and love is I want you to be happy. And if you say to me, Venerable Namgyal, I really would be happy if this headache was gone, take it. And my mind's thinking, absolutely not. I want you to be happy, but as long as it doesn't mean me suffering, me having any problems. You see what I mean? You know, there's that resistance that we have to the actual effect of love and compassion. It's said that if you really have compassion, you would be crying 24 hours a day. You know, there was a Bodhisattva, I think he was called the weeping, something like the weeping one, who used to cry constantly. And they said, why are you crying? Because sentient beings are suffering. So if we really had compassion, maybe we'd be crying all the time. We say we want compassion, and that means really deeply feeling the suffering of others and wanting to take on their suffering. You know, with an open heart, I want to take on your suffering. But how sincere am I about that? Do I really want that? Or do I want to do it in a nice way? You know, we can pay lip service to it and say, love, I want you to be happy, Grace, and happiness, compassion, I want to take your suffering. But inside I'm thinking, but don't really give me the suffering. I've got enough problems as it is. That means we don't understand the method. Why do we have suffering? Because we've created suffering in the past. We have suffering causes. When we breathe in that black smoke, we're exploding those suffering causes. We're purifying those suffering causes so grace doesn't experience suffering ever again, which means grace will be happy, you know? But if we don't remove the causes of suffering, we can't really be happy. So it's a method in order to develop the mind, in order to purify the mind, in order to gain strength, the strength of the Bodhisattva, who will be able to be in society and be strong enough in society to be able to behave as a Bodhisattva. You understand?
I do. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else after that? Where's Sophia?
Yeah, I have a question. This is Maureen from Amsterdam.
Ah, okay.
Good morning. I'm actually tapping into Grace's question.
Yes.
I didn't expect myself to ask a question. It's I sometimes from when I was little, when I was small, my parents always asked me to massage their heads or walk on their backs as a massage. And I still do it with people. And I did a course in shiatsu, and I'm not a professional massage therapist, but sometimes I think I feel the same. The example you gave with taking on a negative energy, I feel it. I think in my body. I'm not sure if someone has a sore back. I sometimes have a sore back or a sore neck or an arm.
Yes.
And it's not the intention of the massage to take it on, but
Yes.
sometimes it scares me a little bit, to be honest. Like, oh, I'm trying to relieve somebody else's discomfort,
Yes.
but I'm a bit scared about taking on the discomfort, and I feel a bit incapable.
I think that if they're sick and then you become sick, say they have back pain and then you do shiatsu and then you have back pain, but their back pain is the same and your back pain, then it's just double the pain. So that there's no benefit.
But they feel relief.
They feel better, right?
Yeah.
Right. I find the same with Reiki. When I first started doing Reiki, because of the effect of putting your hands on somebody else, coming in contact with them, then often you really feel their pain. And you feel, I used to think, is that my back pain or is it their back pain? So one thing I used to say in Reiki is you need to know your body very well, because you need to know whether it's them or whether it's you. So before you start shiatsu, to scan your body and to know what's going on with your own body. Then your body is like a reflection, like a mirror of their body. And so what you're doing is you're reflecting their pain and their suffering, but you are not their pain and suffering. So you have to practice with letting it go. So it's very good that it's happening, but afterwards you need to do a practice in order to remove it. And Tonglen would be a good practice to remove it. I always tell people, whatever you do, don't do Tonglen while you're doing a healing method. Do not. When you've got your hands on the body, there's a great possibility of really picking up a lot from the person, and it may be more than you can cope with. So Tonglen is a meditation method. It's not a method that we usually do with massage, shiatsu, Reiki like that. So, separate the two. So I would say it's very good what you're doing with the people. It's very good that you're picking up something and sort of taking it away from them. But on the other hand, after you've finished with your shiatsu or whatever anybody's doing, you can either do Tonglen or you do an emptiness meditation or read something like the Heart Sutra, which reminds you you're not the pain, you're not the suffering. You can release it, you can let it go. You actually have to have the mindset that it's good to take it on, but it's also good to let it go. You understand?
Yes, thank you. Very
Not-
clear. And
not-
usually it goes away, but sometimes it
Yeah.
stays a bit longer.
I think it's you have a very good ability to you have a healing ability, and in that healing ability is that great connection with people, and that's a really good thing for the people. But you just have to be careful. I met one girl long time ago. She was on my first course in Copan, 1986. And then she went away, she learned massage, she was doing massage, but massage with Tonglen. And when she came back in 1991, 92, about 6 years later to Copan, she was in a wheelchair. And I asked her what she'd been doing, and she said she'd been doing Tonglen, and she got heart problem, liver problem, kidney problem, rheumatoid arthritis, blah, 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 blah. You know, she had so many sicknesses because she misunderstood the idea of Tonglen, that it's a meditation. It's not something that you do with your hands on the body.
Mm.
So, you know, separate the two. And remember emptiness. Do you know the Heart Sutra?
Yes.
So it's very good to read the Heart Sutra, because then it reminds you of the reality and the unreality of the sickness. When you work with sickness, you start to believe in the sickness. So we have to remember the emptiness of the sickness. The other thing too, if you know Medicine Buddha, you can also visualize Medicine Buddha over your hands and involve Medicine Buddha in the healing. And that's also sort of changes it into a different type of healing, more of a spiritual healing. Geshe Lama Kunchok said, if you're doing massage, shiatsu, anything like that, visualize a small Medicine Buddha over your hands and the nectar from the Medicine Buddha coming down through your hands, so that they're getting the energy from you and the nectar from the Medicine Buddha. So then any benefit, you think afterwards, well, it's not me, it's Medicine Buddha. You know?
Yeah.
Also very good for the ego. And they get a greater benefit than if you just did shiatsu.
So imagine a small Medicine Buddha above my hands,
Yes.
and the flowing of nectar through my hands into the body.
No, the Medicine Buddha has a bowl, and then the nectar's flowing down, and each drop of nectar is a small Medicine Buddha. So the Medicine Buddha sort of comes into their body and fills them up with this Medicine Buddha nectar, which is Medicine Buddha vibration. So that's very beneficial for people who are really sick, you know, people with cancer and diabetes and stuff like that. You know, sometimes when you work with healing energy, you feel it's a struggle because they're so sick, and you wonder, well, what more could I do? And if you involve Medicine Buddha, it's very beneficial for them.
I don't think that big. I think just small relief.
Well, we're building you up. Now we're going to put your phone number on the screen. Does that help?
Yes, very helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anybody else? I'll give you 5 seconds.
Could I ask a question, Genla?
Hmm.
It's Lillian.
Who?
May we do Tonglen for our teachers, our gurus?
Oh, that's a difficult one. Because you're supposed to see them as perfect, as Buddha. then how do you take their suffering?
Well, they're also manifesting in a human form that has illnesses and disorders.
Mm.
Can we take from that human, or is that contradicting the whole thing?
Again, it depends on the mind of the person doing it. As long as they can get that sort of separation that, you know, this is a Buddha, but manifesting a human body so that it's enabling me to do something for my teacher, for my guru, in which case I can do Tonglen. So it's a sort of psychologically, it's a difficult one. It's not impossible, but it's just a difficult one that you've got to sort of have that Buddha manifesting as ordinary human being, needing some positive energy, medicine, whatever. Yeah, it's not easy. It can be done, but you've just got to remember the perfection manifesting as imperfection.
Thank you, Genla.
And who are you? And any other? I see the doctor there. I sent the doctor 2 emails. Are you still alive? And she didn't reply, so I thought she was dead.
Nearly, but
Doesn't
I'm just preparing a letter to send you and
Oh.
explain everything. Yes,
Here I was worried about you, worried sick.
yes, I was. I
you're
have a great problem with my shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No. Okay, thank you for your
That must
concern.
be why I was worrying, because you kept
Yeah.
coming into my mind. So twice I emailed you.
Yeah, I know, yes.
Yeah. And then no email reply. So I thought, oh, well, she's dead.
Not yet.
I think I even deleted your email address. You're gone now. So quickly, gone.
Yeah.
Just joking. Anyway, do write and tell me what's happening.
Yes, I will.
All right. And we have, what's her name? Venus. Venus is doing well.
Hi, teacher.
Those of you who know,
Yes, I just wanted to ask about Venus.
yes. Venus and Mars. Venus should know.
She's still in hospital?
Yeah, I am still in hospital, much better. So yeah, the door of hospital. Yeah, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, then I can go home. Yeah, after seeing the report on how my infection is improving. So getting much better now. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah,
Ah.
it's really helpful.
You're with us.
Yes.
Nice to see you. We had so many people worried about you. So many people praying.
Yeah,
for
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Very happy to see you
that's
looking well.
Lots of love. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Any other questions? The usual one is not asking any question. It's very strange. Sophie Chung, where is she?
Dear Genna, she's not in the class today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Find out where she is. You track her down, put detectives on her tail. And Sophia from Noosa. Is she here? I'm going to mention all the people who are missing.
Yes, dear Genla, I'm here.
Give me a question. Yes.
I don't know.
You don't have any question?
I don't know many things. It would be too many questions.
This one would do.
That's one.
So can you do Tonglen?
I think, what can I explain? In a way, absorbing any suffering just for a moment, it's okay for us to bear. So if it can relieve a little bit, it's great. So it doesn't harm us to suffer a little bit.
As long as it's not too much.
Yes, because I'm not in the stage of yes, carrying that.
So we can have like a stopwatch, you know? Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds is enough.
Yeah,
Not longer than 30 seconds.
I take a day off and I do Tonglen, and for that day, let it come. And the next day I have to be fit.
And then get rid of it and then go back to work.
Yeah.
Problem is, suffering doesn't work like that, does it?
No.
It's interesting, you know, when we think about suffering and happiness, then there are two people that I know of that I was talking about in the last couple of days, and they were healthy, wanted to do something, and then sickness suddenly came. And so I started thinking about how we have this idea of how, when we're young, how we think things are going to work out, how we think our life is going to be, and we don't factor suffering into that. We think we're going to be successful, we're going to be happy, etc. But, you know, maybe you have some idea, or I want to go to university, or I want to get this type of job. And then suddenly some sort of sickness can come, or some sort of mental disturbance, or externally this virus, you know, which has turned everything upside down. It's very interesting how we don't factor suffering into the equation. We factor happiness into the equation, right? Say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And yet, Buddha said, the first truth is suffering. And why did he have to say it? Why do we have to keep saying it over and over? Is because we don't really factor it into our equation so that it becomes part of our thinking. Like you said, I'll take on a bit of suffering, but I don't want too much, you know, I don't want it too long because I've got to go to work tomorrow, or I've got my daughter, in your case, etc., etc. You know, we have these sort of ideas of, on Thursday night, I'm going out, so I don't want a headache on Thursday night, or on Saturday, this is happening, so I want to feel well for Saturday. So, you know, we're always thinking like this. I don't want any suffering. I don't want any unhappiness. And yet, the truth is that in any second, any moment, the mind can change, the emotions can change, the body can change. So what we need to do is remove the seeds, the karmic imprints that cause the suffering. It's good to be afraid of the suffering, but wise fear would be to be afraid of the suffering and do something about it, as opposed to just be afraid of the suffering and do nothing about it. You're following?
Yes.
So wise way of thinking is be afraid of the suffering, but do Tonglen because that's a purification. And what you'll notice is the resistance of the heart to really taking on the suffering. Okay, a little bit. That's enough, you know. I feel mentally there is a bit of suffering there, but I'm not going any further than this. You know, we all have our resistance level. And that's what we need to know. That's the ground that we're standing on. That's our GPS. That's where we're starting. And then we need to go on from that point. That's our resistance point. And each time we need to lean into the resistance, not lean back. You know, I often used to talk about
The knife.
the knife. I don't have a knife, I have a pen. So the knife is at your heart. And in the ordinary world out there, the knife is at the heart. Sensible is you lean back. Dharma is you lean forward, because the knife is created by your mind. You created the knife. You created that point in the heart that's giving you pain and suffering. And you need to learn to lean forward, because it's self-created, not created by others, but created by you. And you dissolve the knife, you remove the knife through purification, through reciting the Heart Sutra, the Sangata Sutra, the Golden Light Sutra, reciting mantras, doing 35 Buddha, Vajrasattva, Tonglen, etc. All these practices are going to remove the knife. Otherwise, we're saying, I want happiness, I don't want suffering, but we're not doing anything about the causes of the suffering. If I'm not suffering right now, then I'm very fortunate, but I should be working on the causes of the suffering. If I have suffering right now, then maybe I'm thinking, I'm suffering right now, I don't have the energy for purification. If I'm not suffering, then I've forgotten about purification. So when do we purify? If we're suffering, we don't purify, because we're suffering. And if we're not suffering, we've forgotten about purification. So we don't purify. So if you can do this Tonglen meditation, even in a short way, breathe it in, explode, give back happiness. Even if you can do it like that, you know, when you're out and about, especially now, you can see people who are depressed, who are upset, wearing masks, whatever. So many countries in lockdown, so many countries now opening up, you know, so much turmoil going on. You can see the emotions in people. If you could just breathe in that emotion, explode it, give back happiness, then what you've done is you purified immense amounts of negative karma. And you're willing to work with love and compassion. You're starting to work with love and compassion. It's the willingness, you know, that overcomes the suffering. Okay, Sophie?
Thank you.
Yeah. Sophie, Sophia. I get the two confused. All right, we're going to do the meditation. So sitting comfortably. Take 3 deep breaths. Breathing through the nostrils, breathing all the way down into the abdomen. Breathing in peace and breathing out thoughts. So in this first meditation, we're going to concentrate on removing our own suffering. Any suffering that you're experiencing now, or you will experience in the future. You might find it easier if you visualize a mirror image of yourself sitting in front of yourself. In the chest area, the heart area of your mirror image is a black ball of smoke. Present suffering, the causes of suffering. In your own chest area, you, the meditator, you also have a black ball of smoke. The suffering and the causes of suffering from beginningless time. And with each breath, you breathe in the black smoke from in front of you, from your mirror image. And the smoke in front of you gets smaller and smaller. And in your own chest area, it gets bigger and bigger. You're breathing that smoke into your self-cherishing mind. The mind that creates all the problems. There's a storm. As the black cloud meets the black cloud, you can visualize thunder and lightning. And with one final breath, you take away whatever blackness is left in front of you, which destroys the black cloud in your chest area. It explodes and goes out into the universe. And now all your happiness and the causes of happiness that you possess are breathed out in the form of white light, which goes to your mirror image. your mirror image transforms into light and taking on positive qualities such as generosity, patience, wisdom, compassion. When your mirror image is full of white light, that white light comes back to you. And your body transforms into light, also taking on those same positive qualities. And you just sit with an awareness of yourself transformed into light and qualities, having removed all suffering and having all happiness, all pleasure, without the cause of suffering. And then slowly bringing your awareness back to the room you're sitting in, the meditation you've just been doing. Finish your meditation, take a couple of minutes, adjust your posture, and then we'll do another meditation. So that meditation you can do for an individual. We did for ourselves, but you can do for your mother, your father, brother, sister, like that. Instead of visualizing yourself in front, you could visualize somebody else. But I think it's really good to start with yourself. We have our suffering, we have our causes of suffering. Start with yourself, feel that you're taking it all on, and you can really do this with an open heart because you don't want yourself to suffer and you can't take any more suffering than you've already got. So it's a good way of starting to experiment with the method. So that's a good way to start. The second one we're going to do for all sentient beings. As we said, more difficult. This feeling of, oh, all sentient beings, that's a lot. But think, from beginningless time, I have interacted in some way with all sentient beings. And I've harmed many of those beings. So I have karma with those beings that I need to either experience or purify. So now is the time to do the opposite of what I've done in the past. If I've harmed in the past, now I want to heal. Not heal myself. Part of it is healing myself, but I want to heal others. I don't want to harm others. I want to be a benefit to them. I want to help them. I want to do something good for them. So now the second meditation is visualizing all sentient beings, including your mother, your father, brothers, sisters, etc. And then you're going to take from all of them, and you take all their pain and suffering, and you breathe it into your own pain and suffering. And at some point, their pain and suffering destroys your pain and suffering. So you're not adding to it. You're using it as a medicine, as a missile. So negative missile comes into your suffering and then destroys your suffering. So this is a good thing. Nothing to be afraid of, because it's going to do you good. You're going to remove the causes of suffering. And then you're going to give back in the form of light. You give back good qualities. So you can think of all the good qualities that you would like to have or you have, and you're giving that back in the form of light. And then it all comes back to you. So you're giving it to all sentient beings, and then it all comes back to you from countless sentient beings. So you get back even more. It's like that. Okay, so we'll start the second meditation. So again, sitting comfortably. Breathing all the way down into the abdomen. Taking 3 deep breaths, breathing in peace and breathing out thoughts. In your mind's eye, you can see yourself sitting on the cushion or the chair, wherever you're sitting. And you're gathering all the self-cherishing thoughts, all the self-cherishing actions, all the causes of suffering, present suffering, all the causes of suffering. You're gathering it into the chest area in the form of black smoke. Your mother is sitting on your left. Your father is sitting on your right, facing in the same direction as you. that same ball of black smoke in their chest area. Suffering, causes of suffering. Behind you, friends and family. And in front of you, facing towards you, any difficult people in your life, people who don't like you, don't agree with you, they face towards you, looking towards you. They have that same black ball of smoke. Suffering, causes of suffering. And then surrounding you as far as the eye can see, countless sentient beings. All the beings of the 6 realms. They all have suffering. They're all in samsara. They all need help. They all have that black ball of smoke in their chest area. The suffering, the potential of suffering. And with each breath, you're going to breathe in all that black smoke from all the beings surrounding you. And as you breathe it down into your chest area, the black smoke gets bigger and bigger and bigger. In your mind's eye, you can see all the beings around you. And as you're taking away that black smoke from them, that ball of black smoke in their heart area, the chest area, gets smaller and smaller. And in your chest area, there's a storm and it's getting bigger and bigger. And just 3 more breaths, making sure that you've taken all the suffering and the causes of suffering from all sentient beings. And on that 3rd breath, as you breathe it into your chest area, it causes an explosion. All negativity goes out into the universe, where it disappears. this time, as you breathe out slowly and smoothly, you feel that you're giving away all your happiness, good conditions, realizations, all the merit that you've collected in the past, are collecting now, and will collect in the future, as well as all the blessings you've received from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. All your happiness and the causes of happiness that you possess are breathed out in the form of white light, which emanates to the beings of all the realms of cyclic existence. Each being who receives that light receives incredible qualities, and their body transforms into light. In your mind's eye, you can visualize countless sentient beings transforming into light. Each time you breathe out, that white light goes out, offering, transforming. It's the light of love. May you be happy. Keep breathing out the light of love until every sentient being is transformed into light and love, particularly your parents, your friends, family, but most particularly those who don't agree with you, who don't like you. Have a negative feeling towards you. Particularly make sure that you offer them the light of love. When all beings have transformed into light and love, then all that light comes back to you, offering you qualities, blessings, merit. And your body transforms into light. Your body is light, is love. And particularly if there's any pain and suffering in your body, that light transforms it. countless light beams from all around you, bathing you in light. Just 3 more minutes, absorbing all that positive energy, all that light and love, accepting it from all sentient beings of the universe. And slowly bring your awareness back to the room you're sitting in, the cushion you're sitting on, the meditation we've just been doing. In your own time, please finish your meditation. So you start off in the best way possible, generating bodhicitta, and then you finish with dedication so that you don't lose the power of the activity. You dedicate it for the benefit of all sentient beings, and you're included in all sentient beings. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all sentient beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and where it has arisen, may it not diminish, but increase more and more. Ever, here it says evermore. I think more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best, by the victorious ones thus gone with the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored and finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain, to dispel the miseries of the world. I don't have this one. Where are you going? May the spiritual teachers who lead me on the sacred path and all spiritual friends who practice it have long life. May I pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. Grant such inspiration, I pray. May the lives of the venerable spiritual mentors be stable and their virtuous actions spread in the 10 directions. May the light of Losang's teachings, dispelling the darkness of the beings in the 3 worlds, always increase.
Wisdom, light of true compassion, source of Tara's love maternal, Losang's doctrine perfect holder, we request your life eternal. Teacher, father, mother, guru, we entreat you live forever, guiding all to liberation, perfecting our minds forever, with your always skillful guidance and profound compassionate ways, shining Tara's light eternal, guiding to her Tathagata mind. Om Guru Vajradhara Samanti Vijaya Sarvasiddhi Hum. Om Tari Tutari Chure Guru Samanti Vijaya Ayur Punye Janana Pushtim Kruye Soha.
Thank you all very much. See you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, practice, practice, practice. That's your homework. I think do Tonglen on the cushion, do Tonglen when you're out in the shops, wherever you're going. Breathe it in, quick explosion, give back happiness is the short version. And on the cushion, do the longer version. And do that for a couple of weeks until the next session. And then we'll see how you go. You can give me your feedback. Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining me, and bye-bye.
Thank you.